Hello and welcome to your Empowered Astrology Forecast with yours truly, the Cosmic Finder, Sarah McCallum. And I am reporting on the week of March the 6th, 2023. So this week we will be celebrating a full moon in Virgo on March the 7th. And the sun in Pisces will be opposing the moon in Virgo. So the full moon will be illuminating many different aspects of our life and bringing things to light. So there is a really peak and potent opportunity right now for release, for letting go, for shedding. And you may have recognized in the days and weeks leading up to the full moon triggers or patterns that are basically guiding you to see what it is that you need to let go of. Now, full moons can also be really potent times for celebration. So if there's something that you've achieved or a habit that you've let go of or something that you've been working towards that you're proud of yourself for, celebrate that as well. Weave that into this energy. Themes around Virgo can be purity, refinement, service, care of the physical body, perfectionism. The skillful side of Virgo is very detail-oriented and focused on high quality performance and bringing purity into their services. But Virgo on the unskillful side can be obsessive, can be prone towards workaholism and perfectionism. So feel into the skillful and the unskillful of this side and see where it is that you land. And that may help you to focus on what it is you're ready to release. And again, we are in the midst of Pisces season. So we also have this opportunity to be mindful of these Virgo themes, purity, service, care of the body, in a way that also weaves in some Pisces themes like compassion and imagination and spirituality. So again, feel into the polarity of Pisces and Virgo and see where it is that you would like to perhaps release, let go, or celebrate. All right, so the moon will move from Virgo into Libra and then into Scorpio this week. So we'll be waxing at the very front end, but then after the full moon, the moon itself will begin to wane. So when the moon is in Virgo, it's a great time to tap into your routine around taking care of your physical body or lack thereof. It could be a good time to implement a new routine. Perhaps there's things you've been doing that you would like to tweak or change, refine. And also, cleaning up any sort of back office items. It will be very easy to analyze and be tuned into the details while the moon's in Virgo. So work with that energy, take advantage of that energy. When the moon shifts into Libra, this is a great time to focus on what it is that feels balanced and harmonious, or perhaps disharmonious in your life, and make some changes in that regard. It could be relationships, could be something related to your work or your environment, but also a really great time to be in cooperation with others, collaborate. This could be an excellent time to schedule practicums, to meet with a partner, to practice some of your healing skills. But while the moon's in Libra, you really want to be in connection to the other. And then once the moon moves into Scorpio at the end of the week, it's a great time to tap into healing, to renewal, to have maybe even schedule some time to research a new healing modality that you want to implement. And generally focusing on this idea of bonding. Scorpio loves to bond, whether that's through intimacy or perhaps even shared resources. So this could be a great time to tap into some sacred wealth activities. Sit down with your intimate partner or the person that you share resources with and look at your financial plan and see if you want to create any changes. All right, another peak event that is occurring this week is that of Saturn moving into Pisces. And I'm sure you all have heard a lot about this. So Saturn is that planet that represents our maturation process. It is the planet that encourages us to recognize our limits. And it's moving into Pisces. And again, we've talked a bit about Pisces because we are in the midst of Pisces season. But Pisces, on a skillful side, can be fantasy rich and ethereal and compassionate, recognizing that we are all one, that everything is beautiful. And then on the unskillful side, Pisces can represent confusion, disillusionment, escapism, and addiction. So I see this in a beneficial way as really bringing like some structure or foundation to the ways in which we work in the spiritual realms. And for some people, spirituality and psychic senses feel so out there. Like, how do I get myself in that world? Because maybe it feels like it lacks a foundation. So this could be a great time to weave some foundational elements into the spiritual practices that you have already been implementing or ones that you desire to implement perhaps in your business. And I think that that's going to be the reality for the collective too, is like really making the spiritual feel a little bit more stable. And with the unskillful side of it, I recognize that perhaps this means the collective or society will have to face their limitations in regards to addiction. And that there is indeed, a point where you go too far when it comes to escapism. And this can be like in regards to technology, addiction to devices. It can be addiction to unhealthy coping mechanisms. It can be addiction to a variety of substances, right? Addiction can have many different ways in which it enters our life. So for yourself personally, perhaps just reflect on some of those themes and recognize that that shift will be occurring this week. And this is happening actually right after the Virgo full moon. So on the 7th as well. Powerful day. And then lastly, I just want to say that Jupiter will conjoin with Chiron at the end of the week when the moon's in Scorpio. And so with Jupiter being the planet that governs Sagittarius, that planet that's representative of expansion and benevolence and optimism, uniting with or joining forces with the wounded healer, perhaps there's some expansive energy that you're able to access in regards to your healing process, or, that you're feeling more optimistic about the wounding, that it doesn't feel as daunting. It doesn't feel as difficult or as hard to enter into that space, to tap into that wounded healer energy. So with the moon being in Scorpio as well during this time, could just be really juicy opportunity for healing at the end of the week. All right, now lastly, I did pull an oracle card out of Yasmin Boland's beautiful Moonology deck. And interestingly enough, even though we are in the midst of a full moon, the card that came through is a new moon card. Okay, so it says a new start is coming. And for me, I feel like this is representative of the spring equinox that will be happening at the end of this month. And, that is the beginning of the astrological year. So a fresh start, a new start is coming for all of us. And if you've been feeling frustrated or challenged or blocked around manifestation or bringing some of your gifts and talents out into the world, just know that what it is that you've been desiring will come to light. Okay, trust in that. and hold that sense of faith in your heart, because we are at the tail end of an astrological year. And so there may be some endings, right? And that can be challenging. But a fresh start, a new beginning is so, so close. It's on the horizon. And just be mindful of that. And I hope that brings you some joy and some optimism. I wish you all a really healthy Virgo full moon, and I will be on to talk with you again soon.